Hi everybody and welcome back to Miss Angler's biology class. I am Miss Angler. In today's video, we are going to be doing the topic you all dread because you never know what you're going to do next, how you're going to find the answer, calculating magnification. But don't worry, I'm going to make it super easy for you to understand and make it really easy for you to apply it to any kind of question you may get in a test or an exam. Now, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and make sure you are subscribed with your notifications turned on because I post every Tuesday and Thursday. So let's get into some of the main components about how we calculate magnification, starting off with the unit of measurements. Now, in front of you here, there is a scale which shows different microorganisms on it, or in this case, also cells, and it puts them from some of the bigger structures to some of the smaller. Now, the two units of measurement you're probably familiar with are the centimeters and the millimeters. We know those, we're very familiar with them. But now we see a new unit of measurement that gets even smaller, and that unit of measurement is a micrometer. Now, for many of us, we can already know and can really predict that we can't actually use the letters mm, right? We can't use mm for micrometer because we're already using mm for millimeter. So instead what we do is we use a Greek letter for m, and one of those micrometers is equal to 1,000 millimeters. And so that's some important information that we need to keep in mind when we progress through this video so that we know how to convert millimeters into micrometers, because remember, a rule of mathematics is you always need to calculate anything in the same unit of measurement. So if you use your ruler to measure in millimeters, you must be able to convert it into micrometers. Now, if we move further down on the scale, which we're not going to do in this video, but it gets even smaller, is if we look at where the virus is and we see NM, that represents nanometers, which is incredibly small. You would need an electron microscope to see these clearly, but we're not going to go that far. We're going to stay just by the micrometers. Now, as a reminder, if you are new here, my grade 10 playlist is growing all year long and I'm adding new videos every week. So if you need help with life sciences for the very first time, then you should click the playlist above now. It has all the grade 10 videos that are there now, and I'll be adding more all year long. So, how do we actually calculate the magnification, and how do we calculate the actual size, etc.? Well, we've got this beautiful little pyramid over here, and this pyramid is going to tell us how to structure the formula to solve the missing value. So let me explain what that means. If I am looking for the actual size of something, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say A equals I over M, or image size over magnification. If, however, I am looking for magnification, on the other hand, I would go M equals I over A. And the position of the letter in the pyramid will tell you how to position it in your equation. The last and final one is if I want to calculate the image size, I would say I equals A multiplied by M. And that's what this means here, is that there's like a little invisible multiplication sign here, but as soon as there is a value above this line, it's a divide. And that's how we write out the different formula. I want you to also know that you get a mark for writing the formula, and so you'll be expected to do that every single time. Now, let's get to the hard part, right? Because I think many of us don't know what to do and we start to panic when some of these letters are missing. For example, if we are looking for the magnification, which is often the more difficult one to do because you have to do quite a number of calculations before you get there, we go into a bit of a panic and we don't know what to do next. I'm going to show you two different examples solving two different outcomes, one for actual size and then one for magnification. And I'm going to show you the step-by-step things that you need to do every single time to get full marks. Now let's begin with a very simple, easy example, and then we'll do a more difficult one later in the video, ones that you'll probably see more often in tests and exams, really the ones you actually really dread doing because they are a little bit harder. But the first thing I want you to notice is we are going to be calculating the actual size and we've been given the magnification. And the magnification is over here, and I know it's the magnification because it's got this little X here. So that means this chloroplast in this micrograph has been magnified 1,200 times. This other structure over here is called a scale bar, but we're going to get back to that later on because we actually don't need it for this particular calculation. And it's really important to know when you must and mustn't use that scale bar, like when it's necessary or not. So first things first, what we always do is remember when we are calculating our actual size, we need to write out the formula. So A equals I over M, or actual size equals image size over magnification. So let's substitute in the values that we have for now. So right now we have the magnification, which is 1,200. But we need the image size. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your ruler and you're going to go to the longest or the widest part of the structure that you're trying to determine its size. And you're going to go from its widest or longest point. So that would be from here to here. And then you're going to take your ruler and you are going to measure right across, and you are going to then write down what it is and say, let's say for example it was 50 millimeters. I suggest that you measure everything in millimeters because it's going to make conversions much easier later on. So we're going to put 50 in our calculation, and now we can use our calculator and we can divide 50 into 1,200 and we should get 0,0416. Right. Now, at this point, everyone, it is currently in millimeters. We need to convert it into micrometers because we are definitely not looking at this chloroplast in millimeters right now. So to do that, we actually need to times it by 1,000. Why 1,000? Well, remember at the beginning of the video, I told you that there were 1,000 millimeters in 1 micrometer. So if we multiply it by 1,000, you should get 41,6 micrometers. And that's the simplest version that you can do. Now we come to the hard question, the one that you're dreading because it requires you to calculate two different things. And if you get the first one wrong, you will then get the rest of the question wrong. So you have to calculate the actual size, but you have not been given the magnification. Now, let me show you why this is a problem. Because if we are calculating the actual size, it should be image size over magnification. Now, here's the thing. If we look at this picture of a plant cell alongside here, there is no magnification identified here. So let's write out the formula for calculating magnification. Magnification equals image size over actual size. But now we need to figure out what are we actually going to measure for those things in order to calculate the magnification. And so what I'm telling you is when you get this kind of question where you haven't been given the magnification, you have to start by calculating the magnification first, and then you can actually calculate the actual size of a particular structure. So let's run through the basics and let's go slowly. Now we need to start off by calculating the magnification. So we have to work with what we've been given. And the only thing that we have been given is this scale bar right here. And that's really important. Because what it's going to do is it's going to help us calculate the magnification. So what you need to do is you need to take your ruler and you need to measure from this point to this point and see how many millimeters that distance represents. Because, hypothetically, if it was 1 millimeter, it then means that for every millimeter on this picture, it will represent 2 micrometers in real life. That's what a scale bar does. It shows you the scale of reality that has either been shrunken down or has been magnified bigger. And that's the purpose of that scale line. It's going to tell us how to convert it and create a magnification. So let's say now, hypothetically, I'm going to measure this scale bar out. And let's say that length of that scale bar is, let's say it's 21 millimeters long. Okay, now I've got 2 pieces of information that I can actually substitute. I can substitute the 2 and the 21 to find out the magnification. And so this is how I'm going to do that. First things first, I need to convert the 21 millimeters, because remember, we can't use 21 millimeters. It must be micrometers. So what we do is we go 21 times 1,000, right, because we want to convert it, and we get now 21,000 micrometers. Okay, and so now what we're going to do is we're going to substitute these 2 values in, because again, we want them to be in the same units of measurement. So let's substitute them into the equation. So the image size versus the actual size, which one is which? Well, the 21,000 represents our image size. The 2 over here represents the actual size. And it kind of makes sense, right? Because what it's saying is this scale bar, its actual size is 2 micrometers. Now all you need to do is put that in your calculator, and we're going to go 21,000 divided by 2 gives us 10,500 times. Now that we have the magnification, we can now calculate the actual size of this cell that we are looking at here. And now we do as we did before. Remember, we're always going to write out our formula. So A equals I over M. We're going to substitute in the values we have. Now remember, the first value we definitely have is 10,500. And now we need the image. So we go over to our plant cell, and we want to look for the widest point, which I would think is over here across to there. And we take our ruler and we go straight line between these 2 points. And now let's say that we've measured that out, and that line represents 60 millimeters. Okay? We put the 60 in, as we did before, and we use our calculator to now do some quick maths. So we say 60 divided by 10,500 times, and that will give us what is actually quite a small number. It is 0,0057. You could potentially round it up. It's quite a long number on your calculator if you do it now. But right now, this is still in millimeters, because remember, I measured the full length of the cell as 60 millimeters. So remember, what do we need to do? We need to times this by 1,000 so that we can get it into micrometers. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go times by 1,000 on my calculator, and it will give me 5,71 micrometers. A good rule of thumb, by the way, is to always leave your answers with 2 decimal places. If you're unsure, then you can always round up to the 2, but that's a good way to make sure that you've given what the marker wants. Now, for those of you who prefer a more step-by-step approach, I have written out how to do the calculations step by step, and you can apply this to any calculation you're going to do. I'm going to do it for the more complicated one because it requires you to calculate an unknown value. As you just saw, there are 2 parts to the calculation. So you always have to calculate the magnification first. So you haven't been given it, so this is what we do. Measure the length of the scale bar. Remember, this over here is the scale bar. So we're going to measure that from here to here. That is going to give us the image size. You then need to convert that from millimeters to micrometers. So let's say the length of that scale bar was 20 millimeters. You need to times it by 1,000 so that it can now be in micrometers. Okay, remember that's what we want. Substitute then the length of the bar, which is this value we've just calculated here, and the scale bar number, or the actual size. What is the scale bar number? That I'm referring to is this number over here, the 1. Okay, so that's the actual size. Take the magnification and substitute it into the new formula for actual size. So what that means is, once you have substituted in these two values, so the 20,000 and the 1, you should then get a magnification. So 20,000 divided by 1 is going to be 20,000. So let's say now that our magnification is 20,000 times. You need to take that magnification and substitute it into the new formula for actual size, which, if we remember, the formula for actual size is image over magnification. So we've got the magnification at 20,000. But we now need the image size. So we measure the widest point of the structure. So we're going to measure from here to here. Remember, it's the widest point with our ruler. We're going to find out what that is. And let's say the widest point, as we've done before, is 50 millimeters, excuse me. And that is our widest point. Substitute this value into the formula for your image size. So we put the 50 in there. And if we did put 50 in our calculator, we would say 50 divided by 20,000, which gives us 0,0025. But now remember, the answer must then be multiplied by 1,000. So we're going to do that so we can get it in micrometers, and we put that in our calculator, and we get the answer of 2,5 micrometers. Now, you're more than welcome to take a little screenshot of this so that you can always have this on hand when you study. Now, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and make sure you return for my new series of grade 10 videos. I'll see you all again soon. Bye!